All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the December coach and athlete meeting. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or something, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you for the confirmation. Um, I got word on the powerlifting uniforms. They got shipped to us today. So we should have them in our possession. They could be here tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I will send a message immediately upon them reaching us. We are leaving to go to Toledo early on Friday because we're going to be up there all day for meetings and stuff. So if people can't come and get them, I'll have them packed up in my bag. So I'll have them no matter what. But I'll at least let everyone know when they do arrive. She said they were the prettiest uniform shirts she made all year. So I'm excited to see these awesome color shirts. So that's what's happening with the uniform shirts for Power Sports. Um, I think we're still going to stay with the bling socks. Um, and then, just with that shirt difference is going to be the main thing. Okay, so he wants me to go over the virtual workouts for the indoor season. Um, he's Some people have been asking questions like they're kind of not understanding about the treadmill work, the sprint work. Um, Darn it. I need to actually open it up so I can tell you what. Okay, 6 to 7 week track physics training plan, soft tissue training plan. Um, all right. Hold on a second. I'm going to go and pull this up in the app so I can make sure I'm going over the proper words he wants me to say for the exercises. All right, we're under the app. Okay, I'm going to come back so I can share my screen with you. There we go. Yeah, so I'll share this. The meeting is being recorded. Okay, well, give me the goddamn screen. This laptop only deserves to be thrown out a window on the top of the Empire State Building. It doesn't deserve anything else. It doesn't deserve another chance. Nothing. Pisses me off. Why can't I get the screen to share?
Melinda, we can see your screen. It says like the USA track and field workouts indoor season 2. We can see it.
Okay, well, I don't know why you guys can see it and I can't even see it. I can't even fucking read it. Thank you for the confirmation. But man, there we go. Now I actually see it on my screen, so you guys can actually see it then. And now you've all disappeared. I can't, none of you. All right. I hate this laptop. So horrible. Really? Okay. Yeah. So terrible. We're about to change all this. All right. So page 1, you see on here the outline, what he's saying, the actual times to work out. All right, the parts that he cares that I have to review has to do.
And I just got the overview while I was making my shake in the kitchen also. So I have to say the piece that he said to say.
Okay, so he said this workout here is a 67-week track specific strength and prehab soft tissue training.
67?
6 to 7 weeks.
6 to 7, not 67.
6 to 7 week track specific strength and prehab soft tissue training plan now through mid-January. And this is different than powerlifting training. This is obviously more for track athletes. Okay, so I'm still not to the thing he wants to make sure of is understood. Oh my God, this hip flexor thing, this is killer right here. And this has everything to do with speed, everything to do with power on the starting blocks. This mimics a machine, a standing machine that's at just a few athletic gyms where you have to stand and push your knee up into a pad that's lifting the whole weight stack. So this was our Rhonda and I found this one day, made her do it. It was killer. Okay, so okay, so here's where he's at. This was the part on the conditioning workout. So he cared about 5 30-meter sprints. So, and even for throwers, whatever a sprint is for you. So if you can't run super fast because you're a thrower, just whatever you can do. So 5 30-meter sprints. A typical 60-meter, especially when you're not used to running, could take you 20 to 25 seconds. So I would say a 30-meter sprint is about 15 seconds. So you're just going 5 times. You're doing 15 seconds if you're on a treadmill or whatever, or if you're outside. So 15 seconds and then stop, walk back. And that's what that is. So that's part of that condition. He said they all of them must be doing the that conditioning workout the correct way. All these are self-explanatory. Let me get down to the conditioning for the other group. Why that picture is not showing up here. Okay, 1 mile run, shoot for a mile time, 7 minutes to 10:30 for your mile. It really does impact you, even though you're not doing endurance training. It's very impactful to actually get your mile down. The impact is incredible. And that'll be some of the stuff that we're going to be learning about during the winter. We're going to be doing different workouts on high-speed treadmills indoors this winter. And he'll be teaching you. So when you run at a certain amount on a treadmill, that equates to how fast you're going to be running on the track. So this one, after the 1 mile, 5 times all out 30-second sprints. This is for sprinters and jumpers. You have to go all out. And again, 30 seconds would be if your 60 time is 9. If your 60 time is like 9 and 10 and 11 seconds, well, a 30 meter is going to be about 5 to 6 seconds top speed on the treadmill. So if you got to turn it to 9 miles an hour, whatever, and your feet are on the outside of the treadmill and it's going fast, you go 1, 2, and jump on it and do your 5 to 7 seconds. Then you hop off and just let the treadmill keep running. So you hop on and off of the treadmill. 3 all out 20-second sprints on an incline. Or if you don't have access to an incline, you're just going to do it on a track outdoors or just a treadmill. So 20 seconds again, 20 seconds versus 30 seconds. 20 seconds might be 3 to 5 seconds. 30 seconds should be about 6 to 7 seconds. And then 4 10-second sprints, period. Those are just straight 10 seconds. So this really matters right now. So he said this cannot be skipped. These things will show up come January. So that's got to be my number one emphasis for all of you. Okay, back to indoor track and field to do work.
Let me emphasize some things that he told me to emphasize in the kitchen.
In this workout?
Yeah. So go back to the page you were just on about the short sprints.
This right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So short sprints is what I did for like the past 2 years in every single off season from track. Because I don't like running outdoors. and we didn't have access to a high-speed treadmill. So the short sprint intervals is what I did as protocol before we even had protocol. So this is the first year there's actually been an indoor season protocol as far as conditioning and training, and an off-season protocol for conditioning and training. So I can say from my personal experience, this is so important to actually staying in good condition and good shape without being able to be outside at the track as consistently and getting those actual sprints in on the track. So when you're not outside able to actually run 100 meters all out, 200s, 400s, 600s, all the crazy shit he was having me do all summer season for like serious in-season summer conditioning, these short sprint intervals will help you maintain your conditioning so you're not starting over from ground zero when you actually get back into a track and you're ready to compete. So do them, take them serious. And how many times is he saying to do this?
This is this conditioning right here.
Yeah.
It's on the schedule at the very first page.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's on the schedule.
Stick to the schedule. I was doing it like I think once or twice a week consistently because I was scared to lose all of that conditioning from all the 400s, 500s, 600s that he was making me do over the first and second summer season. So yes, this shit works. Do it. Take it serious as fuck, and you'll be in a really good position to pick back up with conditioning and track training at an intense level to get ready for indoor season and actual indoor meets that we have on the calendar.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, also, he said for me to say all of the stuff that's on here, he said, make sure they know the difference between the track training specific exercises and drills and the difference between track specific exercises and powerlifting. So I know a lot of you are doing both, and obviously I've done both, but the things that you're working on for track training, it is working different muscles and it's working your muscles for a different purpose than powerlifting. So just be very aware of that when you're going through the training. It's not going to be the heaviest weight of your life. Make sure you're really focusing on the form and contracting the muscles that you need to fire, whether you're throwing or whether you're sprinting. Focus on contracting those muscles and focus more on the flexing and the contracting and the power you're putting into these motions, whether it's with the band or whether it's keeping everything really nice and tight, doing those single leg squats down to the bench. Focus on really tight, really good, really controlled form and maintaining that flex in your muscles the entire time. It's very different than trying to move a heavy weight from point A to point B. So just kind of be aware of that. And when you start to do it, you'll understand more what I'm saying and what I mean when you're doing this. But it's a very different mental game and mental state when you're like, okay, I'm doing an athletic conditioning workout for track. It's a very different experience and a very different motive than when you're doing a powerlifting workout and you just want to get pumped up, amped up, move heavy weight, a lot of adrenaline. It's a little more toned down when it comes to track training, a lot of flexing, a lot of control because you have to train all those little muscle fibers to stay tight the entire time you're sprinting, the entire time you're throwing, executing whatever move you're executing. It is almost more gymnastics in nature, I want to say. Like everything has to be tight and very on purpose in the way that you're working your muscles now.
Yeah, really on purpose.
Yeah. And I will say that's something that's been a major shift for me. And I had to, for all the things that I had to learn about as far as mobility, but also just to give my hips a break and figure out what I needed to strengthen. All of the training that I've been doing over the past 3 to 4 months, I haven't been running as much for like the past 4 months. And I certainly haven't been doing track workouts with him, but now I'm starting to get back into it. And I just did one the other day and I was hitting personal bests going at like 70%. So like not even all out. And from the start, he was like, you look quicker. I was like, okay, all of this mobility training and all of this track specific exercises that I've been doing, it's working. Like my glutes felt better. And I told him yesterday, I was like, this is the first time after a track workout that I actually, like, my hips don't hurt. Like I don't feel them at all. So strengthening your hips and your glutes and your core will make it so that they are literally a non-issue. And that's true for throwers too. I mean, there's so much of your hips that go into throwing motions. So all of this stuff, it's so dead serious. It literally took me from like limping after every single workout and feeling like something was off and something was triggered pretty much after every single time I went to the track. I'm not even on the screen. That's great. Every single, yeah, how would I even know? I think my face is on the screen now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't the entire time I was talking over here. So we were probably that big, so it doesn't even matter. We're the size of a postage stamp.
I told you it just disappeared.
All of this sucks.
Now, are we back on the screen, you guys?
Can
Or do you
anybody
still
see us? Can
or do you
anybody
still see
hear
the-
us? What's happening?
Yeah,
You guys are on the
can hear.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah, you're showing.
Okay.
It was like one of my eyeballs on the screen before. Like half of my erratic
there.
and like an ear.
The ear.
What? No.
Anyway.
An ear was bitching
An
over on the
ear
left side of me.
And all of this. Like if Melinda was trying to read my lips, she wouldn't be able to read my lips
Exactly. It
on
would
the
be
Zoom. Anyway, I don't hate myself the day after track practice
That's
anymore.
good.
It was like
That's
a full
good.
body hangover for like
Yeah.
3 days. I'm
That's
not even
good.
kidding. Like I literally broke down at the track and I was like, I don't want to keep doing practice this way because I'm not enjoying it. And I said, I'm not doing things to not enjoy them now. So I have to figure this out. I have to figure out what athletic training and strength training I have to do and what mobility training I have to do to strengthen my hips so that I can actually enjoy this. So yes, very happy to report all this shit works. And of course, I'm the first child. I'm the guinea pig for this. So it's just like, to me, I was so happy and I was so amazed that I was actually hitting PRs at the track after barely running for 4 months.
That's good.
And that everything feels so much better. And aside from my feet just being like a little bit sore, because like what else can you do to stimulate that or simulate that? That's the only real complaint I have. Like my feet are a little achy and just, learning about rest and recovery and giving them a couple days off. And then we're going to be at the track again, long jumping on Thursday.
Yeah.
So this shit works. Take it serious. And it's only going to help powerlifting as well. So whatever your goals are, whether it's just making your ass look great. I know you guys are athletes, so obviously that's not your only goal. But also, no matter what your goals are, like it's going to make your body look better. It's going to make your body stronger for whatever you decide to do next. It's going to make you feel better. So everything about this and our brand is about, we want you to feel good when you're doing these things. Like if your body's not feeling good, then it's trying to communicate something. Just like with food allergies, if you're burping and farting and have gas after you eat something, your body's trying to communicate something. So if your hips are hurting, if your low back's hurting, there's something going on and your body's trying to communicate, hey, something needs some more strengthening or something needs some more stretching. So all of that is just what we're constantly learning ourselves and then teaching to you guys. So I'm going to get more into actually teaching all the mobility training now that I have this proof of the pudding, that it's helped me to this level of being able to perform at a high level with track sprinting. All right. That's all I had to say.
Okay. All right.
I got cornered in the kitchen about.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I'm going to go to, I'm going to share this screen. Make sure once I get here, I get a confirmation from you all that you can actually see the image that I pull up. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Will it grow? Will it grow? Can you guys see my screen? This is doing me no good.
It's just showing the track workout document.
Okay, I got to go back and share another one. Let me get out of there. Stop that share. All right, share screen, multiple participants. Nope, don't want that. Window. I want the entire screen, goddammit.
I want a new laptop.
Okay, maybe that was the problem, what I did wrong. Nope. Chrome tab. Yep, there we go. Share that. Okay. All right, we still disappeared. All right, can you see the app that I have the app pulled up?
Yep.
Was that a yes?
Yep. Somebody
Okay.
said yes.
All right, so we just got the new national USA Track and Field magazine just came in. We wanted to congratulate the 3 All-American Amp Up athletes that are featured in the national magazine. under track and field All-Americans. So there's not a lot of people on this list, and we have 3 from AMP up on here, which is wonderful. We have Gail in the shot put. She's got All-American. We've got Michelle in the shot put and the javelin. She's got All-American. And then we have Rachel in the shot put. What is that other word underneath there?
It's
Just
twice.
It's on there twice?
Oh,
So,
Yeah, because I did it. I got All-American twice.
oh, wow.
where's
So
my,
they gave you 2 All-Americans?
where's my long jump?
Yeah.
Well, I should be. missing
This
long
is this
jump.
this magazine has a cutoff.
Of what?
Were you
Update? What are you talking about?
by a certain date? So was your long jump during this time?
Yeah.
Unless it wasn't an All-American.
It was.
What ages is this? This is under track and field All-Americans. It's
Yeah,
all of
I
them.
got All American this summer.
Do you see long jump on
Did you
here?
have to submit it? Did we forget to submit something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. It just says the person's name and then what they got. It doesn't say it's the event. Your name is not on here.
Well, it
So
should
that
be.
needs to be looked up. Like, why is your name not on here? You better ask him that. Yeah, so it's just by the person's name and then it says what you actually got.
Why am I not listed for All American long jump?
Okay, so he wanted to say congratulations. Obviously, we all want to say congratulations to all of you for getting in that magazine, and you're on the national magazine, so that's fantastic. First season competing, and there's 3 athletes on there is a huge deal. So huge. Congratulations. Okay, so now I'm going to get off of that. Let me see if there's anything else I needed on this page. No, there isn't. Okay. Share there. Okay. Now, I want to discuss the power lifters since that's coming up this weekend. Well, first of all, this is the first time we're doing a December meet. Not anyone is even happy about it, which is okay. I totally get it. I, was just thinking putting something at the end of the year would, keep people's weight from getting too out of hand. But I think everyone's just too tired after competing all year. And so we won't book a December meet. And for the last 3 seasons of powerlifting, we were all done right after November, right before Thanksgiving. So I think the body's just like drained and exhausted and all that. So just stay focused, do the meet, have a good time at the meet.
Rhonda got All American also. So Todd said they miss this stuff all the time.
This
so
is
Rhonda
not
and I
me.
also got All American.
Okay, well,
No,
I don't
he's
know
on
what's
it.
going on.
I don't know. Let's celebrate Rhonda and I.
Okay.
Yay, Rhonda and I got it also.
Let's celebrate Rhonda and Brittany as well. What's going on and why are you not in the magazine?
Well, that's Todd's jurisdiction. He's in charge of that.
Well, I don't know why the other 3 would be on there and you 2 wouldn't be on there.
Yeah, I don't
as
know
well.
who's in charge of
And I don't know the cutoff of that magazine, but you guys were at both. You got the All-Americans
he'll
at the
figure
event
it
they
out.
did. You got the All-Americans at the event they did, that very first
Yeah, the
meet.
first meet.
Okay.
Yeah, because mine for both meets show up on there. So it would be the whole summer. So they should be on there too.
Is that Miranda or Rachel?
That was Rachel.
That's
talking.
Rachel.
I thought-
So I
I
got
thought
shot put at both
Miranda
of,
got
both of
something
the
too.
events. Yeah, I think Miranda should be on there.
I know.
Hmm.
I thought Miranda had something. Okay, well, that needs to be looked into
Okay, well, Todd's in charge of that.
and find out what's going
Check
on with
on
that.
Miranda
Okay.
also.
All right. Yeah, look up Miranda as well. And whatever that cutoff was, I could have swore Karen Saul had something. It just needs to be looked into. All right. Well, that was the published magazine. That's what we saw so far. Okay, so Power Meet, just stay focused on the Power Meet. Since this is going to be our last USA Powerlifting meet, just because I don't like all that rule following. Number 1, I don't like the fact that I can't strategize for records. Number 2.
And there's a lot of people that want to join last minute. Like I told you, Dan wanted to join last minute. And then I saw Mike Cochran. Is that his last name? I saw him. He goes to Full Throttle. I saw him and I waved at him the other day. And there's so many people that would join last minute, but like they're just not.
Yeah.
So
And then they're
when
just keeping
people
it so
hear about it
small.
more, they're like, oh, I want to do it. I want to
Yeah.
do it. And
But
like
it's too late.
Jessica would do it last minute. She did
Yeah.
it the fucking night before
Yeah.
last time.
It's just,
so
this is way too strict. And
yeah, the fact that you have to sign up 3 months ahead of time and
Yeah.
all the spots are gone in 24 hours.
yeah. Yeah. So we're going to go back
It's
to
not
NASA. We'll
conducive
just
to
see what
our-
happens back
That's
at
not
NASA.
conducive to our team culture.
Yeah. And I like the family culture of NASA. I like Rich and Cad a lot. So I definitely miss them. And hopefully it's being at the new gym, it will be a completely different atmosphere and a lot of fun. We'll test that out next year. So just stay focused, finish up this weekend, and then we're done with USA Powerlifting. I think I have everyone's lifts. If I don't have your lifts, make sure either you or your trainer sends them to me, which I think Rachel, you already sent me yours. If I'm not taking them myself,
Or your trainer.
here, and you got to send me yours.
You were your trainer. That's you and me.
What'd you say?
You mean me? When you say you were your trainer, you just need me to send you
Rhonda,
one?
and Rhonda sent me hers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got for Kelly, Rhonda sent me hers. Okay, so that's it. Powerlifting, all the uniform shirts should be arriving here tomorrow,
Does
Thursday
Kelly
at
on
the
this
latest.
call- Does Kelly get an invite for the Zoom meeting?
I don't know. She's
Hmm.
she's in the app.
Well, that's not my Zoom email list.
Yeah, so she's
Yeah,
gonna
we
have
do
to
that
get. Yeah,
list.
she's gonna have to be on that.
All right.
She's definitely in the app for
Rhonda,
sure.
tell Kelly that I have to add her to the list and she should be included in this. We're not trying to exclude her.
Okay, good. Thank you for that. And then when I get the YouTube thing, I'll put it in the chat and she'll be able to see it in the chat
Mhm.
and be able to watch it from there. All of our athletes are in the first heat, by the way, this Saturday. So none of us will have to stay past 12 o'clock. If you remember the first meet, the first heat was done by about 12 and then we got the award. So we'll be able to take off pretty early on Saturday. So it's not like it's going to be a full day event there because we've
And
got nobody in the second heat.
We're staying the night.
What
so you
about
guys-
Mike?
Mike is not going to
early?
do it. So he was the
okay.
only one that was going to be in it, but he had to back out for another engagement he has to go to.
And we're staying the night there so you guys can weigh in early so you can eat since you can't weigh in the night before.
What are you talking about? They always have to weigh in the same day. There is no night weigh-ins.
No, I'm saying we'll get there early. It's not like they're going to be waiting on us till like the last
Oh,
minute.
yeah,
Like, they
exactly.
can weigh
I think
in early.
well, whatever their time of weigh-ins is specific. It's like 8 to 9 and right to the meet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, again, NASA is cooler.
No, but I'm saying like if they show up at 8 a.m., then they have an hour to eat versus like 8:45, and then like you can't eat. I'm just saying there's no reason that we should be late.
I'm trying to think if I am going to, I was just thinking about this. What I might do is I might text each person. Remember how I had the marker and because I want your lifts on your arm again. I just love when your lifts are on your arm. So I might do that with everyone. I might text you and tell you to use a black marker and put them on your arm. I might even do that the night before. So you guys can write them down and have them right when you actually arrive at the event. So I think I'm going to do that.
Do they have to say them at check-in?
You have to say your first lift to check-in.
Oh, okay.
Lifts on arm. Yeah, you got to say your first lift for every single one of your lifts. And again, because this isn't NASA, it's just pretty much your age and your weight. That's what I like about NASA. All the different classes is so cool. I can just be so much more manipulative and strategic. Okay, so that's it on that. Lift on arm. And probably going to do that on Friday night. When it comes to your food, if you haven't already figured out your food, please make sure if you were getting a little too hyper or too much blood sugar, don't have a bunch of simple sugars. Just have 1 or 2 simple sugar items. Keep them all slow release carbs for those of you who are too sensitive. Okay, so let me read more. All right. Our track team. So Todd wants the perception in everyone's head. The track team is pretty much any team. So if you're on the fit model team, powerlifting team, track team, any of our teams, you need to have the perception. The team is like a pro Formula One racing team. We're just doing it in the style of track or powerlifting, whatever, which means we're about winning. Especially now that we have several people that have a shot at winning national titles. Winning brings life and extends your lifespan to the cells, no matter how the herd downplays winning and they act like winning doesn't matter. It's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. because that's what makes our cells actually want to live longer. Depression is the opposite of long life. We train for national championships. Let the other teams do it just for recreational purposes. That's not us. So we're not here to have fun and it's just fun and it's just rec league shit. That's not who we are. That's not who we attract. That's not the athletes that we have on the team. So, and you all have that attitude anyway. We just want everyone to realize that we're not doing it for recreational purposes. The reason that all the brands are all over the uniforms of Formula One racers and the vehicles is because those companies are like, if you come across the finish line first, my brand is going to blow up. My brand is going to grow. And so that's why it's so important. We are a sports nutrition company and we want to make a lot of business opportunities for our reps and our athletes to generate revenue without even working hard. You're just working on yourself, improving yourself, competing, getting these national titles, promoting it on social media, and people just start buying. We want to keep it that simple and easy. And so that's what we're in the middle of birthing. This is a brand new baby that we're birthing out, and we're going to grow big. We're going to grow national. We're going to grow international really fast. And when it rains, it pours. It's going to pour down, and it's going to pour down fast. And again, understand that since we didn't go to the nationals this past year, you just got to experience the regional level. National levels is severe competition. So you're kind of getting away with just competing on the regional level. When you start to see those national competitors, it starts to get really serious, which is so much more fun anyway. But you're all getting so serious. We were super proud from the last practice. Everyone just is clicked over. It's fantastic. You're all out of your little baby duck phase. Baby duck phase is over. You're all just so independent. It's fabulous. He said the first indoor meet is going to be mid-February. Again, still waiting on some confirmations, but plan that in your mind. Get that in your head, mid-February. We already know March, and we already know the Nationals in Chicago in March. And it's 3 or 4 days long. And based on how many events you do, you might be there the whole 3 or 4 days. We have new team uniform gear, clothing, hats coming out soon. They're also to promote doing track as the best way for a competitive mind and for competitive minded people to stay in shape, keep their weight controlled versus just being bored and just going to the gym, doing dumb gym workouts with no purpose. Like Rachel tells us stories all the time when she's at the gym. People be looking at her like, what the fuck is she doing over there? All her moves are specific for her sport. So I worked out at the Columbus Lifting Club, and it was a CrossFit gym, and they had several pro athletes in there. It was awesome. One day when I was in there, there was a OSU nose guard throwing the football. There was 2 baseball players throwing their ball. So like everybody in there was actually doing their sport and then lifting, doing their sport and then lifting. So it was pretty cool. And that's what you're doing. So every workout that we put together for you, it has to do with your sport. Once the media properties, the media assets get completed, so our magazine and the podcast and the reality series filming for that, it'll all start to take more shape. Like I had told Rhonda 3 years before USA Track and Field ever came out, I said, you're going to run track. You're going to be on a track team. We're going to have our own track team. It was 3 years prior to her even going to the first meet that I was talking about that. Well, that's the same thing now. I give warnings far in advance. And when these media properties come out, and photo shoots will be happening and on location shoots and calendars will be made. There'll be all kinds of fun shit that's going to be going on. So we're trying to make things really easy. Very, very easy. Easy for the athlete. Just compete, promote, and then the money comes. Compete and win, promote, and then the money comes. Compete and win, promote, the money comes. That's the simplicity. Nothing complicated, no crazy shit. And then different stores, different restaurants, different gyms, pro shops, cafeterias, big cafeterias, schools, colleges, workplaces. And, you know, you end up closing an account there. They're carrying the shakes, the bars, maybe ARD, stuff like that, detoxes. and you just have revenue coming in just because those stores are placing their recurring big orders. So that's how we want to grow. We want to grow it this way. This is the manner we want to grow. That's how we're going to do it. So just keep that vision in your mind. That's where we're headed. It is like a Formula One racing team. Just all the tangibles will start to come into fruition. You'll start to see, oh, now we got the amp up tent. Now we got the banners. Now we got the flags. Now we got sweet ass Nike, full uniforms. All that stuff will start to play out. And so don't think we've forgotten any of it. We haven't. Just one plane has to take off at a time. We're in the middle helping Kim. She's opening up her second location at Lula Center at the Full Throttle gym off of Lozelle. So getting her up and running and ramped up and in a really good place in order to manage her business as it's growing. So we win, she wins. That's why we're so big into making sure each person that is working with Amp Up, we're doing everything in our power to help you succeed as well, and do things the smartest, lowest stress way possible. Okay. A couple people have asked me, well, what should I do? Like if I want to refer people. So I've answered that question like 3 or 4 times this week. So I'm just going to give like a big picture. I've got some people that are like, okay, what do I do? I want to get this guy to take the start selling the bars and his meal replacement service that he has, or people selling the shakes or whatever, if they know someone that owns a gym. Once people try the stuff, that is the main thing. So they've got to try the bars. They've got to try the protein shakes. Once they try it, they're like, oh my God, this stuff tastes so good. It's about trying first. Once they try it, it's as simple as I email them after you say, okay, I gave them the information. They've got all the info. Then you just say, hey, Melinda can reach out to you and discuss a bulk order discount. And then you just give me their email or their phone number to text them. It's easier that I reach out because I've got all the emails and everything to reach out, and then it'll still be your account. I just reach out and, get the account closed. You are there to promote. Brittany and I close. That's what we do. So we'll close the sale. We'll get the account set up. We'll make sure we tell them, okay, you should be bars only, or this would be a great place for detoxes, or your places for bulk shakes. You need the 5-pound bags of shakes and actually make the smoothies and so forth. So you just do the intro, the promo. You're the athlete. You're the star. You're the one that we're going to be pushing all the fame about. That's all you need to do. It's just that intro part, and then giving them the samples, and then we go from there. And then we'll just start setting accounts up. And that's kind of what our goal is. So just keep it really simple. All you have to do is get the food in their mouth, and it pretty much goes from there. It's actually that simple. They actually taste the stuff like I'm working with a woman now. We are, I think I told you at the last meeting, maybe. So we're setting up the whole payment, the endorsed athlete, endorsed spokesmodel payment cards. So I'm working with her now to set up the corporate portal. And then once we have that done, I'm also working with our IT on the Amp Up Sports influencer page. And then we will set up your account in the influencer page, and you'll have your login. And then the creatives will be in there. And then instead of over to Brand Champ, we're just keeping it all on the Amp Up site. And then you'll be able to see in the back office part sales that come in under your code and how much money you're generating. And then they'll go on these cards. So I'm working in tandem with both of them. So once that's ready to go, my whole goal is that we're ready to go in January on both of those things. So everything's going according to plan so far. That's a big thing. So we've been doing a lot of big changes on the site. So we got to just keep our site growing and making it very user friendly for the athletes and the reps and the influencers. And then once it's completely turnkey, we'll be able to roll from there. Okay. I think I went over everything, gave you a little bit of education on that, how to actually do the setup, or just the intro. on bars and stuff like that. Also, another thing I heard, let's say someone says, I'm using an example here of a real life scenario of a restaurant, and I'm not going to say who gave the pitch, but she gave the pitch for the protein shakes, and he's like, that means I have to make protein shakes? That's more work for me, or whatever. Well, a lot of times in most restaurants, for example, McDonald's, there's no profit in the burger. There's no profit in the fries. Isn't that fucking nuts? That you have a franchise and you have no profit in your hamburger, no profit in your fries. The profit is in the soda and the profit's in the ice cream cone or the Frosty at Wendy's. So most profits, the way most businesses work is the main way that a business makes money, it just covers their operating costs, just covers just the overhead. You need to have a secondary item that you bring in that is a profit center. And so that's a big thing that I work with people. I'll find out they've got this unbelievable business. The size of it's incredible. It's packed all the time. And they still are not breaking even, or they still personally can't take profit as one of the co-founders. That's insanity. It's so bad. So they just have so many costs and so much operating costs. And so when you bring in a product, especially, you don't have to say it's just a protein shake. Our shake and our bars are energy slash. They're fortified with protein. And so some people that you're not talking to a bodybuilder, you don't start by saying, hey, I've got these protein shakes. You're like, what about milkshake? It's fortified with protein and it's great with energy. And it's only, it blends in 6 seconds. It's milk, this scoop of this, and then 7 ounces of ice. 10 seconds later, you got the milkshake done. No need for an expensive milkshake machine. No need for any expensive equipment. Just a Ninja smoothie. So that's the kind of stuff that people go, oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to buy a $5,000 goddamn milkshake machine. No, I thought I was going to take all this effort. No, it's just this milk, this protein, and 7 ounces of ice. Nothing else needs added. No ice cream, no fruit, nothing. Just make it this simple. And profit centers usually come on those side things. So having the bars at the checkout, those impulse buys is where people's profit comes from. It's usually never in the 2 main things that are being sold. The cost is just too high. And the operating costs have to be paid from something. It's usually paid from the 2 big things that are being sold in almost every single restaurant. So just understand that when people say stuff, they always, anytime someone goes down the direction of no, the no is because all they hear is more work. Never forget that. It's never for any other reason. Humans are lazy fucking animals. Lazy fucking animals. So the first time a human hears something new, well, if I say, well, it's just a bar, it can sit on the counter, you don't have to do shit, it just sells itself, put some samples out, people are like, oh my God, and they'll buy 2 to 8 boxes and they'll walk off with them. You did no work. It's just sitting on the counter. If it is a shake, you got to blend it up really quick. That's still not hard work, especially when you keep it really simple. But the issue is they don't want to work. It's just, they just hear work. Instead of, but this could be your profit center when you're not breaking even anywhere else. Everything else pays your bills. Let this be straight profit for you. Then they're like, well, that is true. I haven't had any profit. That is true. I haven't had any money for just myself. So if all the bills are paying, all the way that they're selling shit right now pays the bills, this is an additional thing that's for your profit. Actually start to build up some profit. Extra cash if something else fails. So that's the way that we pitch it. It's just one of those things. And every store that you walk into, they have all the impulse buys, always by the cash register. Always remember, no matter what store you're in, when you see at any of Les Wexner's stores, Express, Victoria's Secret, doesn't matter, anything, Bath and Body Works, anything up at the cash register, those things are the profit for that store. Everything in the body of the store is not for profit. It just pays the bills for the store. So all those little lip glosses, all the little hand sanitizers, that's where they're making their money. And that's the same thing no matter what size the store is. Whatever's up at that impulse area, that's the shit that's making all the profit. So you just knowing that and being able to talk like that, you sound better in business because it's actual reality. Okay. So anybody have any questions, by the way? Anybody have any questions? Soccer banquet. If they don't chime in. Okay. Yep. Did I go over everything? We got powerlifting.
Yeah.
We got track, uniform shirts.
Yeah.
The updates that are coming. The December 17th track practice is here at the training center. So definitely come here that day at 10:30. for practice here. And then we'll start going to another location, most likely in January. According to Farmer's Almanac, it's supposed to be snowing by then. So we'll be hitting that in January, February, and probably March. And then we're hitting back out in the summer, or I'm sorry, back out into the outside track by April. Okay, well, if anybody has anything to talk about, make sure you either message me here right now or speak up. What's going on? Chris works for Kim. Is that the news? Is that the latest news? She's just doing some stuff for Kim?
Yeah, she's just doing like one shift a week downtown.
Oh, she's working downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. Congratulations, Kim, Chris, that you're doing that, and Kim, that you're starting to grow. That's awesome to hear. Okay. Well, no messages. Bye, everybody.